think that these days an underground magazine could address a lot of the problems that our fairly bland and homogeneous media are conspicuously failing to address.
DODGEM Logic basically is going to be a new underground magazine coming out in November.
We're trying to do this differently to the way that magazines are normally done in the present day. We've not gone for the look that magazines have, and also we have one page of advertising which we're just giving away to people that we're fond of. I'm the sinister genius behind the operation. I kind of sit here and stroke my white cat and, plunge people into the piranha pit or whatever, the stuff that I enjoy.
I write on local politics, but link it into what's going on nationally and link it into what we should learn from the history of politics.
There's a couple of points of origin for the magazine. One of them would have been that I'd been working with the people down at Casper in Spring Burrows. Perhaps ill-advisedly, I suggested an innocent little piece. It was a little 400-word article, a bit more punchy. It was rejected, well-intentioned, critical of the council. We thought, okay, well, this is the time to start something independent and new. So on that level, that is where DODGEM Logic came from. On another level, I was missing the underground magazines of my boyhood.
It's going to be an underground paper like we used to produce in the 60s and 70s.
Now, these, at the time, were wild, radical opinions. I think that today they're the opinions of average people at bus stops.
The content is going to be funny, it's going to be political, it's going to be alternative.
I suppose that inevitably there will be something of me in the tone of the magazine, but we're trying to be as broad as possible. I'm trying to put aside my own prejudices. I mean, we've got the mighty Graham Linehan appearing in our first issue. He's the guy who wrote Father Ted and The It Crowd and Black Books. We've got Steve Aylett, who is a cripplingly funny writer. We've got an article coming up by Tony Allen about the squatters movement. We've got an article in the first issue by Dave Hamilton of the Self-Sufficient-ish Bible on how to live without money. Things that are relevant in Northampton are fairly relevant throughout the rest of the country, throughout the rest of the Western world. We've got the 8-page insert in the centre, Notes from NoHo, which is the purely local material. On top of all that, we want to have fun. So we've got Dayglow on the front cover, we've got lots of unfathomable comic strips by old pals of mine and sort of some new pals as well. So it's a good mix. The tagline on the first issue is colliding ideas to see what happens, which is probably irresponsible, but you do sometimes get some interesting things coming up. We were looking for a name for our new underground paper. I remembered DODGEM Logic, a fanzine that I was doing back in 1975, or that I was trying to do. I'd got big plans for it, but back then I was a feckless youth who started ambitious projects when he hadn't got the psychological means to actually finish them. The first issue, at least for people lucky enough to live in Northampton, will be out in November.
Why should people buy it? Because I think it'll be a very good read.
Well, I don't like to bully or to coerce people, but it would be good for your immortal soul if you were to buy DODGEM Logic. We haven't got a clue what we're doing. That's the secret of our success. Yeah, it's like Woman's Weekly on drugs. I mean, and we've got Rupert Bear's cock. You know, I said we've got to have Rupert Bear's cock in there. That was what got Oz into trouble. So let's just say, look, this is the 21st century. It's Rupert with a cock. Get over it.